I thought I'd read you a story outside, or a little change of pace. This is Nate the Great and me, the case of Fleeing Fang. Chapter 1, Happy Detective Day. My name is Nate the Great. I'm a detective. My dog, Sludge, is a detective too. We have solved many cases. Many cases. Would you like to solve a case with me? Would you like to be a detective too? Good. Here's a picture of him. Because I have a case to solve right now, before the ice cream in front of me turns to mush, collapses, before I have to slurp strawberry soup. Are you ready? Our case starts with the ice cream, when the ice cream was young and healthy. My doorbell rang. I opened the door. I saw a row of people and pets. Rosamond and her 4 cats, Oliver and his eels, Finley and his rat, Pip, Esmeralda, Claude, Annie, Annie's brother Harry. Surprise, they yelled. Happy Detective Day. Rosamond spoke up. We're having a detective party just for you, because you have solved so many cases for us. Oh, that's sweet. Happy Detective Day. A good detective has to notice things that are there and not there. Have you noticed anything yet? Rosamond was holding 2 big boxes. Look, she said, a box of strawberry ice cream and a box of tuna fish pancakes. Tuna fish pancakes, I said. I, Nate the Great, love pancakes, but my cats, Super Hex, Big Hex, Little Hex, and Plain Hex, love these pancakes, Rosamond said, and that's why they should eat all of them, I said. Rosamond stepped inside. We surprised you, she said. You, the great detective, didn't have a clue that we were coming. Rosamond had a strange laugh. That's no surprise. Everyone was laughing, except Annie. She looked sad. Fang wanted to come, she said. Annie is always with Fang. Did you notice that Fang wasn't there? Look how sad she looks. Chapter 2. Where is Fang? Where's Fang, I asked. He ran away, Annie said. Rosamond nodded. Now you have a new case, she said. Nate the Great finds Fang. I, Nate the Great, did not want to do that. Fang's teeth get bigger every day. Esmeralda spoke up. Esmeralda is wise. Did you hear the dog in the background barking? Maybe he'll come make an appearance. Nate can't solve cases today. This is his day off. No problem, I said. I will teach all of you how to be a detective. I will teach you how to find Fang. Come in. What would you do first to find Fang? Think about it. If you're the detective in this story, what would you do first to find Fang? I, Nate the Great, said to Annie, first you have to remember if there was anything different about Fang today, any reason why he might run away. Then remember where you saw him last. Remember what he was doing. Remember who was there. Annie said, I got Fang ready for the party. I didn't have time to give him a bath, so I feather dusted him. You feather dusted him? Yes, it makes his fur clean and nice. Would you want to be a feather-dusted dog? Do you think Fang ran away from Annie because she dusted him? When somebody is missing, think about why. Put yourself in a dog's shoes. Pause. Whatever. Are dog rhymes and feather dusting clues? I don't know yet. If you know, then perhaps you already have solved this case. And I, Nate the Great, will need to take detective lessons from you. I looked at Annie. Where's the last place you saw Fang? Well, Harry, Fang and I were on our way to your house. We were at the corner of Dartmouth Street and Oakdale Street. All of a sudden, 2 tiny poodles came up to Fang. They started to bark. Petey, what do you think? Fang looked surprised, so I tried to shoo the poodles away. I barked right back at them. Bark, bark, bark. Then what? I asked. Then Fang ran off, Annie said. He ran down Dartmouth Street. We went after him, but he was too fast. Was he running after the poodles, I asked? No, they just stood there. I think he was running away from them. Let me get this straight, I said. Fang is 10 times bigger, stronger, and toothier than the 2 tiny poodles, and he was afraid of them? Yes, Annie said. You have a job to do. Get a piece of paper and draw a picture of a huge, fangy dog running away from 2 tiny poodles. Then print it below. What is wrong with this picture? Petey agrees. that is silly, but he does know that he runs away from tiny things too. Petey, what do you run away from? Yes, Petey runs away from leaves. He's very afraid of leaves. Chapter 3, Green Hair and Fluffy Bunny Shoes. I, Nate the Great, raised my voice. Has anybody else seen Fang? I asked. Rosamond spoke up. I'm in charge of this case. I am the head detective. Direct your answers to me. Pip raised his hand. Pip hardly ever says anything. I saw Fang, he said, on the way over here, on Dartmouth Street. He was following a lady in a green hat. What do you think, Petey? Do you think that's a clue? Following, Oliver said. Good for him. I believe in following. I'll follow anybody. I, Nate the Great, already knew that. Oliver is a pest. But he learns things. Have you ever followed the lady in the green hat? I asked. Do you know where she lives? I have followed her from store to store, Oliver said, but I don't know where she lives. Has anybody else ever seen this lady who wears a green hat? I asked. Yes, said Finley. She wears a rose in her ear. Her hair is green too, Claude said, and her shoes look like fluffy bunnies. Think those are clues, Petey? Petey, did you get distracted by something else more exciting? What do you think of this rosy, posy, green, and fluffy information? Some detectives get more information than they want, but a detective can be too proud. I, Nate the Great, listen to everything. I said, a rose in her ear? Green hair? Fluffy bunny shoes? This sounds very strange. Rosamond looked mad. It doesn't sound strange to me, she said, and this is my case. Oliver tapped me on the shoulder. I can help, he said. He pulled something from his pocket. Sometimes I take pictures of people I follow, he said. Here's the lady in the green hat. There goes Petey. We might have a clue in this picture. Hint, would Fang like any of these bags? Interesting. Let's go to the next chapter. I, Nate the Great, says that the lady buys many things and carries them around, like meat. Maybe Fang smelled her meat. Dogs can smell things at a distance. Fang might be following the smell of meat. So if we find the lady, we find Fang, Annie said. Rosamond clapped her hands. My case is almost solved. We can start the party soon. This ice cream is beginning to melt. I'll put it in the freezer, I said. No, Rosamond said, if you keep it out of the freezer, it means we must solve the case soon. I, Nate the Great, say it means we will eat pink goo. Should the ice cream go into the freezer? Never mind, the answer won't help the case. Shall we continue with chapter 4? A red herring. Rosamond went into the kitchen, put the box of ice cream on the table, and came back with pink fingers. I said the lady in the green hat could be a red herring. A red herring? Rosamond gasped. My cats love red herring. No, not the kind you eat, I said. It's something that can seem like a clue, feel like a clue, look like a clue, smell like a clue, but it isn't a clue. So what do we do? Annie asked. I, Nate the Great, say that we have talked enough. Now it's time to go out and look for Fang. How would you look for Fang? List the ways. You can probably think of a long list, but here's a short list. Look for Fang himself, I said. Look for Fang and the green hat lady. Go to the corner of Dartmouth Street and Oakdale Street. Go down Dartmouth Street, walk the same streets Harry, Annie, and Fang walked before they reached the corner of Dartmouth and Oakdale. Go to their house and see if Fang went back home. This will take forever, Rosamond said. Split up, I said. Decide who goes where and go in pairs, so you can each have a helper. A helper, Pip asked. This must have been Pip's big day for talking. Yes, it helps to have a helper. I have a great one, Sludge. Can we take him with us, Annie asked. I, Nate the Great, need him here. We're off, Rosamond said. Here's a picture of everybody separating. They're all going to go various different ways. They left in a hurry. There was no time to give another direction and detective tip. But here it is. Eat pancakes. Pancakes help me think. Bones help Sludge think. If you want to think and eat with us, look for my favorite pancake recipe. Your clue. The page number is 61. Chapter 5. Pancakes and dripping ice cream. I made pancakes. I gave Sludge a bone. We ate and thought. We knew that Fang was last seen following the lady in the green hat. She could be carrying meat. Fang could want that meat. But what if she wasn't carrying meat? What if Fang happened to be behind her? What if he wasn't really following her? Maybe she was important to this case. Maybe she wasn't. I knew that Fang had to have a reason to leave Annie and Harry. I looked at Sludge. Would he ever run off? Maybe if somebody scared him, but nobody scares Fang. Fang scares everybody. I was stuck. We are getting nowhere, I said to Sludge. Should I, Nate the Great, go out and look for Fang? What do you think? I wrote a note to my mother. See the ice cream? Still melting on the table while he and Fang tried to decide what to do to solve the case. Dear Mother, I might go out on a case, I might not, but just in case I go out on a case, I will be back. Love, Nate the Great. There's his letter to his mom. Sludge and I finished eating, but now Sludge was licking ice cream. It was dripping on him from the table. You're supposed to be helping me with this case, I said. Sludge always helps me with my cases, but now he was too busy licking. Or maybe he was helping. Was Sludge trying to tell me something? Yes, licking was a clue. That was what Sludge thought, and now that is what I thought. What do you think? What's important in this case? Was it a real clue? What was a real clue and what wasn't? Decide. Chapter 6, The Real Clue. I wrote another note. Dear Annie, Harry, Rosamond, Oliver, Claude, Pip, Esmeralda, and Finley. I, Nate the Great, say that my day off is now. Sludge and I will go find Fang. We will be back. Love, Nate the Great. Sludge and I went out. We knew where we were going. We went there. We found Fang. He was asleep. He woke up. He was glad to see us. We were glad to see him. I, Nate the Great, never thought that I would ever say that. Sludge, Fang, and I started back to my house. Where did we find Fang? That's a big question. I hope you have the big answer. Everyone was waiting at my house. Everyone looked sad. Sludge and I walked in. Then Fang walked in behind us. Annie yelled, Fang! Annie and Harry rushed toward Fang and hugged him. My cats and I could have found him, Rosamond said. I was born to be a detective. Annie looked at me. You were born to be a detective, she said. Where did you find Fang? Sludge knew the big clue, I said. The clue was the mixed up rhymes. Annie looked puzzled. I, Nate the Great, said that Fang must leave the room while I explain this, or he will go crazy when he hears the rhymed commands. I will put him in the kitchen, Annie said. Annie was back in a minute. I went on. You said that when you say the line, Fang does the other line instead. When the rhymes were trick and lick, Fang licked first. When you said wait and gate, Fang went to the gate before he waited. Then you said park, but Rosamond stopped you before you told us what rhymed with park. I looked around the room. What doggy rhyme goes with park? I'm too smart to answer such an easy question, Rosamond said. We all know it's bark, I said. Right, Annie said. The rhyme was park and bark. Go on. When the two tiny poodles went up to Fang and barked, you said bark, bark, bark. Fang thought it was a command, the command that rhymed with go to the park, and that's where he went. And that's where we found him. I, Nate the Great, knew that Fang would never be afraid of two tiny poodles, so he'd have to have another reason to run away. You solved a case on your day off, Esmeralda said. There's another thing about this case, I said. Fang wasn't really missing. I turned to Annie and Harry. You were. Fang went where he thought you told him to go. He thought you would show up. If Fang could talk, he would tell you that this was a case of the missing Annie and Harry. Rosamond clapped their hands. Now we can start our party. She went into the kitchen. Fang has the ice cream all over him. You did not solve this case fast enough. At least we have tuna fish pancakes. Never mind, I said. I will make detectives of all of you, and I will make you all my special pancakes. They even have a special name. Look, here's Fang eating the ice cream. Do you see it dripping all over his head? Remember, they said if they solved the case fast enough, the ice cream would still be frozen. I guess they didn't. Here's what I made for my friends. Lotkeys. Your clue. The page number is 62. I made stacks and stacks. At last we eat, Rosamond said. Everyone sat down. Happy Detective Day, Nate the Great, Annie said. We're all detectives today, Rosamond said. We all worked hard. You're right, I said. In fact, there are more detectives than you know about. You worked hard too, so please write down on your piece of paper. I solved a case today with Nate the Great. We did it, Nate the Great and me. Now come in and join the party. Have a pancake or two. Here's a picture of the kids eating all the pancakes. Annie, what was your favorite part of the book? I wonder what Annie's thinking. Do you think Annie's favorite part of the book was when they found Fang? Or do you think, oh, your ears perked up, maybe you were interested in that part? Petey and Annie sure enjoyed the story. We hope you liked Nate the Great, the Fleeing Fang. Join us again next time.